Do you ever wake up with a stiff neck or an aching back and just write it off as getting older? For so many of us, muscle tension and restless nights just seem like part of the deal. We tell ourselves it's just aches and pains and try to power through the day. But what if those normal aches and pains are actually your body's way of crying out for help? What if that exhaustion that feels so deep in your bones isn't just about the year you were born, but about something hidden that's quietly draining your energy? In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on the surprising physical signs of chronic stress that you might be brushing off. These aren't just random discomforts. They are critical messages. Learning how to read them is the first step to getting your energy, your comfort, and your health back before they turn into something more serious. Stick around, because what you learn today could honestly change how you feel tomorrow. Before we get into the signs, you need to understand why this happens. Why does mental or emotional pressure cause such real physical pain? It really boils down to our body's ancient survival wiring, the fight-or-flight response. When your brain senses a threat, it doesn't matter if it's a real danger or a modern stressor like money worries, health concerns, or loneliness. It pumps your body full of hormones, especially cortisol and adrenaline. In the short term, these hormones are lifesavers. They tense your muscles ready for action. They sharpen your focus. They prepare you to survive. But here's the catch. Our bodies weren't built to be on high alert 24/7. In modern life, the threats often don't just disappear. The stress becomes chronic. This means those cortisol levels can stay high all the time. As we get older, our bodies can sometimes take longer to bounce back from this hormonal surge, making us feel the effects even more. This constant state of red alert takes a huge toll. Chronically high cortisol can fuel inflammation throughout your body, raise your blood pressure, mess with your blood sugar, and weaken your immune system. It is not in your head. Stress is literally changing your body's internal chemistry, making you more susceptible to pain, sickness, and fatigue. The pains you're feeling are the direct result of a system that's been running in overdrive for way too long. They are the physical proof that your body is carrying the weight of your worries. So, let's get into the 7 most common signs your body is sending out an SOS. The first and most obvious sign is that constant nagging muscle tension and pain. This isn't the good kind of sore you feel after a day in the garden. This is a relentless tightness, usually in your neck, shoulders, back, or even your jaw. Do you feel like your shoulders are practically your earrings? Do you clench your jaw at night and wake up with a headache? That's your fight-or-flight response. When you're stressed, your muscles tighten up, ready to bolt from danger. But when the stress never leaves, your muscles never get the all-clear signal to relax. They stay in a constant state of guard duty. Over time, this leads to muscle fatigue, trigger points, those sore knots you can feel, and chronic pain that doesn't seem to have a source. A lot of people just assume it's arthritis or old age, but very often it's just your muscles screaming for a break from stress. So, how do you fight back? The goal is to consciously reintroduce relaxation to your muscles. Gentle, mindful movement works wonders. Things like Tai Chi are fantastic because they mix slow, flowing movements with deep breathing, which helps calm your nervous system and release that muscle guarding. Another amazing tool is progressive muscle relaxation. You just lie down comfortably, start with your toes, tense them for 5 seconds, and then completely release for 30 seconds. Then, you work your way up your body. This simple exercise retrains your brain and muscles to know the difference between tense and relaxed, putting you back in control. Sign number 2 is a deep, relentless fatigue that no amount of sleep seems to fix. It's feeling tired not just in your body, but down to your bones. You could get a full 8 hours, but you wake up feeling like you just ran a marathon. This isn't your normal age-related tiredness. This is your body's energy reserves being completely drained. When you're chronically stressed, your body is burning fuel around the clock. Your adrenal glands are working overtime, making cortisol. Your heart rate might be up. Your muscles are tight. All of that uses up a tremendous amount of energy. Think of it like leaving your car idling for weeks on end. Sooner or later, you're going to run out of gas. On top of that, high cortisol levels at night, which are common with chronic stress, can wreck your natural sleep-wake cycle. This prevents you from getting the deep, restorative sleep your body needs to repair itself. It becomes a downward spiral. Stress causes bad sleep, and bad sleep makes you less able to handle stress, which leads to even more fatigue. To start breaking this cycle, you need to focus on gentle rest, not just pushing through. Schedule short, non-negotiable rest periods into your day. I'm not talking about long naps. Just 10-15 minutes to give your nervous system a break. Sit quietly, listen to some calm music, or just stare out a window. Try to avoid stimulants like caffeine in the afternoon, since they can mess with your sleep later. Instead, focus on staying hydrated and eating nourishing food. A simple, comforting habit is to have a warm, caffeine-free herbal tea like chamomile or lavender before bed. It's a great way to tell your body it's time to wind down. That brings us right to our third sign, all kinds of sleep problems. This is one of the biggest red flags of a stressed-out nervous system. It shows up in a few different ways. Maybe you have trouble falling asleep because your mind just won't shut off, that tired but wired feeling. Or maybe you fall asleep fine, but then you wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning and can't get back to sleep for hours. For others, it might even be sleeping more than usual, but never ever feeling refreshed. The culprit here, once again, is cortisol. Your body has a natural cortisol clock. It should be highest in the morning to get you going and lowest at night so you can sleep. Chronic stress turns this clock upside down. High cortisol at night is like a shot of espresso for your brain, keeping you on high alert and preventing you from falling into the deep stages of sleep where all the repair work happens. This isn't just about being tired. That lack of quality sleep weakens your immune system, impacts your mood, and can even affect your muscle mass. Plus, pain and stress love to work together. Pain makes it hard to sleep, and not sleeping lowers your pain tolerance, so the pain feels even worse the next day. To get better sleep, a wind-down routine is non-negotiable. For at least an hour before bed, turn off the news and put away the bright screens. The blue light from our phones and TVs can block melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone. Choose calming activities instead. Read a real paper book, take a warm bath with Epsom salts to relax your muscles, or listen to a guided meditation for sleep. Make sure your bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet. The idea is to create a peaceful sanctuary and send a clear signal to your brain that the fight-or-flight day is officially over. We're about halfway through, and if any of this is hitting home for you, the nagging pain, the bone-deep fatigue, the restless nights, I really want you to know that you are not alone. So many people are going through this, thinking it's just something they have to put up with. If this is speaking to you, take a moment and write "I hear you" in the comments below. It's a small way to acknowledge what you're going through and connect with others who get it. And if you're finding this helpful, please think about subscribing for more content on taking back control of your health. Moving on to our fourth sign, an uptick in frequent headaches, jaw pain, or even moments of strange dizziness or lightheadedness. Maybe you get those tension headaches that feel like a tight band is wrapped around your head. Or maybe you wake up with a sore jaw because you've been clenching it all night long. These symptoms are often a direct result of that chronic muscle tension we talked about. When the muscles in your neck and upper back are constantly tight, they can shoot pain signals up into your head, causing those classic tension headaches. Grinding your teeth or clenching your jaw, also called bruxism, is another very common unconscious reaction to stress that leads to TMJ pain and headaches. And that shaky or dizzy feeling, that's also linked to stress. When you're anxious, your breathing can become shallow and quick without you even realizing it. This can change the oxygen and carbon dioxide levels in your blood and make you feel lightheaded. It's your body's physical reaction to panic, even if you don't feel panicked in your mind. A simple but powerful way to counter this is with belly breathing. Just place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose for a count of 4 and feel your belly expand. Your chest should stay pretty still. Then, breathe out slowly through your mouth for a count of 6, feeling your belly fall. Doing this for just a few minutes can flip the switch from fight or flight to rest and digest, relaxing your muscles and steadying your breathing. And for jaw tension, try this little trick. Gently rest the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth, right behind your front teeth. It makes it physically harder to clench your jaw. Our fifth sign is all about your gut. Are you dealing with more stomach aches, acid reflux, bloating, constipation, or diarrhea than you used to? There's a reason they call the gut our second brain. There's a direct, powerful communication line between your brain and your digestive system. When your mind is stressed, your gut is one of the first places to know about it. In a fight-or-flight situation, your body is smart. It shunts blood away from systems that aren't needed for immediate survival, like digestion, and sends it to your big muscles so you can run. But when you're living in that state, your digestive system is constantly put on the back burner. This can slow everything down, leading to bloating and constipation. Or it can ramp up stomach acid, causing heartburn. Chronic stress can even change your gut microbiome, the trillions of good bacteria that are crucial for digestion, immunity, and even regulating your mood. It's no surprise that a really stressful week often comes with a flare-up of tummy troubles. To start supporting your gut, try practicing mindful eating. Sit down for your meals, away from your phone and the TV. Chew your food well. This simple act takes a lot of pressure off your digestive system. Try to bring in more gut-friendly foods like plain yogurt, kefir, or sauerkraut, which can help support those good bacteria. Soothing, anti-inflammatory herbs like ginger or peppermint, maybe in a nice tea, can also help calm an upset stomach. And don't forget the basics. Drinking plenty of water throughout the day is key to keeping everything moving smoothly. The sixth sign is one that often brings up a lot of fear, having more senior moments, or struggling to concentrate. You walk into a room and completely forget why you went in there. You lose your train of thought right in the middle of a sentence. You can't quite grab a familiar name or word. It's easy to jump to the worst conclusions, but frequent brain fog that seems to come and go is a classic sign of a brain that's overloaded by stress. Think of your working memory like the RAM on a computer. If you have too many programs running in the background, in this case, worry, anxiety, and just managing the physical feelings of stress, it slows the whole system down. Your brain is so busy dealing with perceived threats that it puts everyday memory tasks on hold. Long-term exposure to high cortisol can also directly affect the hippocampus, which is the part of your brain in charge of learning and memory. This can make it harder to form new memories and retrieve old ones. The big difference between this and more serious cognitive decline is that stress-related memory issues are usually inconsistent. You'll have sharp days and foggy days, often depending on your stress level. To fight this, mindfulness is a game changer. It's simply the practice of gently focusing on the present moment. This is like closing all those extra programs running on your computer. A great tool is the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. Wherever you are, just pause and name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can physically feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This pulls your brain out of the worry loop and anchors it in the now, freeing up mental space. Also, activities that require gentle focus, like puzzles, knitting, or learning something new, are great for strengthening those cognitive connections. And finally, our 7th sign is an emotional one, a big increase in irritability, impatience, or moodiness. Do you find yourself snapping at people you love over tiny things? Do small problems feel like the end of the world? Do you just feel a constant sense of agitation or being completely overwhelmed? This isn't a flaw in your character, it's a brain under siege. When your stress hormones are constantly cranked up, the brain chemicals that help regulate your mood and keep you feeling happy and calm, like serotonin, get pushed aside. You're basically running on an empty emotional tank. Your ability to cope with everyday frustrations just isn't there. This emotional volatility is a huge sign that your nervous system is overloaded and just plain tired. It's often mistaken for just being grumpy, but it's a biological response to chronic stress. Pulling away from friends or activities you used to love is part of this too, because just the effort of being social can feel like too much. The best medicine for this is connection and release. First, talk about it. Sharing how you feel with a friend, a family member, or a professional can lift a massive weight. Second, find a healthy outlet for that pent-up frustration. This could be something physical, like a brisk walk, or something creative like journaling. Just writing down your worries without any filter can be a powerful way to get them out of your head. And lastly, make time for things that bring you real joy, even if you don't feel like it at first. Laughter and enjoyment are powerful stress busters that can help reset your emotional state. So let's put it all together. That constant muscle pain, the deep exhaustion, the restless nights, the headaches, the gut problems, the brain fog, and that short fuse. On their own, they seem like separate issues or just the price of getting older. But when you look at them together, a pattern becomes clear. They aren't random. They are a silent conversation your body is trying to have with you, telling you that it's overwhelmed by chronic stress. The most important thing I want you to take from this is a sense of empowerment. Just knowing that these pains are signals is the first, most powerful step you can take. These are not life sentences. Studies have shown that by actively managing stress, you can actually reverse many of these effects. You have so much more control over your health than you might think. By listening to your body with kindness and taking small, gentle steps, like the ones we've talked about today, you can begin to calm your nervous system, lower inflammation, and start to heal from the inside out. Your aches and pains are not just something you have to endure. They are your body's way of talking to you. It's time to start listening. Before you go, please remember that while this information is for educational purposes, it is so important to talk with your doctor or a qualified healthcare professional. They can help rule out other medical conditions and work with you on a stress management plan that's right for you. Your health is a team effort. If this video helped you connect some dots about your own health, please share it with a friend, a family member, or anyone you know who might need to hear this message. You never know whose life you might change. Thank you for taking this time for yourself today. Be well, and we'll see you in the next video.